It's your boy, Zoe Phillips. Thanks for tuning in to Zone Coverage Podcast, home of the HBCU Sports Authority, the oracle on all things HBCU. I'm going to tell you like this. If I tell you a mosquito can pull a wagon, don't ask me no questions. You better look his nose up. It's your boy, Zoe Phillips.
What's good, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Zone Coverage Podcast with your boy, Zoe Phillips. And we got a good show planned for you guys today. Excuse me. Got a few things we're going to go over, man, and get you guys in here for a good little hour, man. We got some news happening, man. Got some things happening that transpired in the past 48 hours. And we can actually go ahead and get into it, man. I'm gonna bring up the first topic, man. We actually gonna get into it, and that is want to give kudos. First, starting out on the show, man. Give kudos to Howard, actually becoming the first R1 HBCU institution. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but prior to today, we've never had an R1 research institution. We've only had 11 R1 institutions in the HBCU landscape, and there are some R3s as well. And Howard, like I said, today became the very first HBCU R1 level institution, which is a huge kudos and congrats to them. And if you guys aren't familiar with the R2 level institutions, I can actually give you a rundown real quick. You got Prairie View A&M, Southern University, Florida A&M, Jackson State University, Texas Southern. You have, like I said, Howard. You have Morgan State, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Tennessee State, North Carolina A&T, and Clark Atlanta University. So now you just have 10 R2 level institutions. And now Howard has moved on and got upgraded to be the first HBCU to become a R1 level research institution, which is absolutely amazing. And just want to give them a shout out on that. And next up, man, we'll actually go up here, and I'm gonna actually bring up some here, man. Want to give a huge shout out, man, and happy birthday to the GOAT, man. To the GOAT. Put us up here, man. Happy birthday, man. Eddie Robinson would have been 106 years old today. And I kind of want to actually get into it, man. When it comes down to college football and, you know, what people and what we all feel about who's coaching, Eddie Robinson, to me, is the GOAT of all time, the greatest college football coach of all time. I know you'll hear this whole stuff in here about Nick Saban, and it's much ado about nothing to me. You know, you look at the accolades of what Ed Robinson did for coaching 56 years at Grambling. Literally was the first coach and coached a game for 56 years. You know, Grambling, even to this day, I don't think Grambling has had 10 head coaches, which speaks to his longevity. So you're talking about sending, man, well over 200 players to the NFL. Nick Saban hadn't come close to that. I understand what he did in this time frame, but if you look at what Ed Robinson did during his time, number of guys sent to the NFL, you know, what he did in the constraints of the time frame in which he coached, it won't ever be duplicated again. Some before him thought that Bear Bryant was the greatest coach of all time, and Nick Saban surpassed him at Alabama. So Nick Saban's a great coach, but, man, Eddie Robinson is by far and away the greatest coach, excuse me, in HBCU history. And like I said, man, we just want to give him his kudos. Let me see, I'll pull my scenes up. All right. And Move on. Next to that, like I gave, would have been 106 years old. So kudos to Eddie Robinson in that regard. Next up on the list, we got Cactus Jack HBCU Classic is actually going to start. And I kind of want to get into this too, man. If you guys don't know, the actual baseball season officially kicks off tomorrow, as well as the softball season. As you guys see here, man, the Cactus Jack HBCU Classic will be in Houston starting tomorrow. And look, happy Lovers Day to everybody, man. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so happy Lovers Day to everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to my Valentine as well. But the Cactus Jack Classic will start tomorrow, February 14th through the 16th, and you see the teams that are actively playing there, which turnout was pretty good last season. And as you guys are well aware, you got Southern, Grambling, Prairie View, Jackson State, Texas Southern, and Alabama A&M slated to start in this game, in this classic on tomorrow at the former Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Dakin Park. So where the teams were arriving today. And it's going to be a good slate of games. And since we're actually talking about baseball and softball, I kind of want to actually get into it. We'll actually go ahead and get into some of the superlatives that actually got released. I'll actually start out here with we'll start with softball first, and I'll bring up the MEAC. And this is the actual softball projections for how they're finished in softball for this upcoming season. You got Howard picked to win the MEAC in softball, followed up with Morgan State, Coppin State, South Carolina State, Norfolk State, and two names we're going to get to see Coppin State and again, Maryland Eastern Shore, North Carolina Central, and then coming in last place is Delaware State. And like I said, this is softball, you guys. I'm going to get back into baseball in just a second. And let me see here. Make sure I pull this up. Within the SWAC, let me see here, because I got the baseball poll. And this is, let me pull this up right here. Softball in the SWAC. Vex already started, man. Players of the week, as you guys can see. Kylie Wilson got hitter of the week. You'll see Brayley Moreno got pitcher of the week, and Tally Sims got newcomer of the week here within the SWAC. So kudos to them. And I stand corrected. That was actually baseball projections. Forgive me, you guys. I got that wrong. It was cut off. And let's see here. So we actually get into the SWAC, and I got the teams as well. So in the SWAC, preseason player of the year, man, Jordan McClatty at Jackson State, and the preseason pitcher of the year is Caleb Granger at Florida A&M. And we'll actually get into the actual teams. And I had a graphic here. Let me see. 1 second here. Here we go. I'm tripping. There we go. Here's the 2025 baseball predicted order of finish. As you guys can see, they just got them from first to last. As you can see, they got Grambling pick to win the SWAC, and you see the points. Bethune-Cookman coming in at second. You got Jack State coming in at third, followed by Alabama A&M. I'm sorry, Alabama State, FAMU, Southern, Texas Southern, Prairie View, Pine Bluff, and coming in last. You can see, excuse me, you'll see Alabama A&M, Alcorn, and then Valley. And I'll actually get into the the figures here. So you can actually see the first team, SWAC baseball first team. You got Brody Popple at center. I'm sorry, catcher. I'm tripping. At Florida A&M. At first base, you got Juan Cruz from Alabama State. Second base, Lee Allen from Prairie View. Third base, Jaden Jones, Texas Southern. Shortstop, you got Kyler McIntosh at Alabama State. At the DH, you got Carlos Rodriguez at Arkansas Pine Bluff. And you got three outfielders. You got Jordan McClatty from Jackson State, Michael Burrows at Prairie View A&M, and coming in last is Joseph Eichelberger at Jackson State, who had a phenomenal year last year. SP, you got Tanner Bacabello at Bethune-Cookman and Caleb Granger at FAMU. And relief pitcher, you got Pablo Torres at Bethune-Cookman. That's your first team. Coming in at your second team, you got Manny Sofrain from Bethune-Cookman. At second base, Ben Martin, Alcorn State. Got Marshall Jonas at third base from Prairie View. Robert Tate Jr. at Jackson State from shortstop. As your DH, you got Jason Lazo at Texas Southern. And again, your three outfielders, you got Bryson Hammonds from Alabama A&M, Michael Smith at Prairie View, and Sergio Rivera at Bethune-Cookman. Your SPs, you got Mason Martinez from Grambling, Renard Grace at Southern, and coming in relief pitcher, you got Javier Martinez from Grambling. So, wanted to actually get in that. And we actually have the first HBCU poll coming in for it as well. And your week 1 Division I poll, you got Howard coming in at number 1, Tennessee State number 2, Bethune-Cookman number 3, Jackson State number 4. And this is a softball poll for you guys as well. Morgan State 5, Prairie View 6, FAMU 7, Alabama A&M 8, Coppin State 9, and you got South Carolina State coming in at 10. And look, before I actually get into some other news, I just want to bring this up because I know I'll actually forget about this. Look, this really caught my eye for the indoor track and field, man. You got here, man, I can't say his name, man, Braven Kipitok from Alabama. And I want to talk about this, man, because, look, I'm a runner, if you guys don't know. Man, he's a Kenyan, and as you guys, if you follow track, you know most Kenyans can run like none other. They win the Boston Marathon, New York City Marathon for decades now. Man, it's a newcomer of the week at Alabama A&M, and this kid runs a 4-minute mile. I had to bring this up because that is amazing. I don't think people understand. Do you know how hard that is? At my best, and I'm talking about at 17, 18 years old, man, I was doing a sub 6-minute mile. At my best, peak, young, youthful condition, this dude is running a 4-minute mile. That is absolutely amazing. It's almost like running a full sprint for a full mile. That is insane. So, I mean, kudos to him just for being in the damn shape that he's in, because that is simply amazing. I had to talk about that. That is crazy. That's crazy. But we'll get into that, man. So look, we want to get into all the news, man, on the local HBCU landscape. So let's get into it, man. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Look, we want to actually get to into the NFL Combine. Excuse me. And that is we got Vincent, man. Vincent from Alabama A&M. Want to actually get into this, man. Kid came in and got an invite to the NFL Combine. Man, did really phenomenal. At excuse me, did really phenomenal at the Senior Bowl. Held his own and raised his stock. And now, man, you talking about Carson Vincent going on and doing this thing. And while we're actually talking about Carson Vincent actually getting to the NFL Combine, he's the only HBCU or current HBCU player to actually get invited to the Combine. But there were tons of former players that actually got the invite today to the Combine. You had Shador Sanders, you had Travis Hunter, both former Jack State players that actually got the invite to the NFL Combine. You got Tootin from North Carolina A&T. All in all, I think we had about 7 players in all. That includes Vincent, HBCU or former HBCU players to actually get the invite to the NFL Combine. So, excuse me, I know we're getting this whole pissing match about, whether you're currently playing or, with the school currently, whether you're going to, hold on to a player or, claim them or whatever the case may be. Look, at Jackson State, I can't speak for every school, man. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. So we root for Shador and Travis all the same. And look, kudos to all those guys that's actually pursuing their dreams, man, and aspirations and trying to get to the NFL. So we're definitely going to keep an eye out for all of them who actually decided to, make that trek and get the opportunity to go. I think Carson Wentz, man, if he has a repeat performance in drills with what he did down in the Senior Bowl, man, I could see this guy being a day 3 draft pick, possibly a day 2. And if he can get to a day 3 draft pick, again, coming from Alabama A&M, you're talking about what? This will be the second O lineman from the state of Alabama within the SWAC. You're talking about they got drafted from the O line. in the past, I think my guy from Alabama State got drafted, about 4 or 5 years ago? It's been in the league about 5 years, I think. So kudos to him. Really, really kudos to him. So definitely want to get into that. And next, man, we'll actually get into man, the next thing, man. We sit here and we're gonna talk about we're gonna get into Coach Joy, man, at Jackson State. Coach Joy actually moved on, got promoted. He's going to be a quality control coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. And this will be the second year that TC Taylor has lost a coach from his staff and, promoted up to a higher level. But this will be the first coach that'll actually go from Jackson State to the pro ranks. So this is another feather in the cap of, TC Taylor making some damn good hires. And under Coach Orr, Jack State linebackers in year one of TC Taylor, we had subpar to, below par linebacker play at Jackson State. And you're bringing Coach Orr, who's a young guy, former Wisconsin star at linebacker. And he came in and the linebacker room improved immensely. Did an outstanding job. And it kind of goes without saying that Coach Orr's brother is the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. So for him to be in his, late 20s and moving up to the NFL, it's amazing, amazing move for him. A quality control coach, and look, who knows, the next 2 to 3 years he can be a position coach and maybe hopefully follow behind his brother, become a DC in the league one day, or hey, possibly become back to the college race and become a full-time college head coach. So. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Coach Orr is, man, 27, I think. 27, 28, somewhere around there. So damn good move for him. Kudos to Coach Orr. Really, really looking forward to that. And next up, I'm actually get into Jackson State Mega Camp, man. Which is going to be a great look as well. This camp for Jackson State is huge. One of the bigger camps in the college football landscape. And I can just tell you guys right now, these are not just invitations. These are confirmed staff coming to this game, and there are more to come. And was told there are going to be some more Power 4 schools, that will be in this camp. This is huge. Going to be at Jack State on campus. I'm sorry, at the vet. Forgive me. It's going to be at the vet. You're looking right now, confirmed. Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Oklahoma. Coach Prime will be there. Colorado. Full staff will be there. Georgia Tech, that's Southern California, man. USC will be there. Tulane, Arizona, South Alabama, Northern Illinois, Liberty. All of the schools in the SWAC, every last school in the SWAC will be there. Kennesaw State will be there. Of course, you guys know Jerry Mack, former JSU player, former head coach for North Carolina Central, will be in attendance as well as Tuskegee. And like I told you guys, there will be some more schools coming down for this particular camp on June 1st at the vet. It's going to have a damn good turnout. I'm hearing trying to get about 500 kids at this camp. Going to have a lot of high-profile guys. I can tell you right now, there will be a lot of high-profile players at this camp. And would not be surprised if you see another. You'll see a Big Ten school at this camp. You'll see an ACC school at this camp. You'll see another Big 12 school at this camp. And you'll see another SEC school at this camp. So this is going to be a huge camp. And anybody who can hear me, I'm telling you now, if you're a coach or you're a parent and you got a kid that you want to get some eyes on them, you definitely want to have them at this camp because it's going to be huge. I'm telling you that now. Huge camp. And kudos to Jackson State as well as Ole Miss and Mississippi State coming together to make this thing happen. It's going to be a huge camp for Jackson State. And the SWAC as a whole, I would actually like to see more MEAC schools jump into this camp, and I believe some of them will. It will behoove them too. So I actually look forward to possibly even seeing Norfolk State and Delaware State staffs represented here at this camp here in Metro Jackson. So it's going to be a real cool thing. And next up, man, we'll get into FAMU, man. FAMU and their board of trustees decided to actually go ahead and extend Patrick Crary, give him a 2-year extension over his contract that he has right now. I think it's a damn good move for him. Just only wish we kind of knew the financials with this to see what kind of pay raise he actually got with this extension. He exceeded above and beyond what anybody could have imagined because he's actually outperformed the previous head coach, not just from this past season, but even the year before that. He's almost on the brink of having FAMU to be above 500 on the season right now. So that's kudos to him. Really, really bet on himself. And how many coaches would have stayed in that position, as a lame duck coach on a 1-year deal, right? At a school that you don't even know if they really, really wanted you to be there, uh, knowing all the other drama that was actually going on. So kudos to him. Bet on himself, stuck it out, and got rewarded with a 2-year extension. So now I think it'll be better suited. He'll be better suited to recruit and possibly make the program even better. So that's gonna be a really, 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 really cool, good deal. And actually want to get into this too. And then I'm gonna actually open up some things. I just want to kind of get into this for 1 second. Let me move this up here. I got close out, but I'm talk about some things with you guys. And that is right here, man. Look, on this day, I've been meaning to, but I'm gonna do it today, man. Give you guys a Black History Month fact for the rest of the month. But want to let you know on this day, man, February 13th, 1920, Andrew Rube Foster organized the first African American baseball league, aka the Negro National League in Kansas City. The Negro Leagues were actually created on this day, guys, in 1920, February 13th, 1920. So, Black History fact I want to kind of bring in. I want to bring in all those facts every year, every show, man, for the rest of the month. So, definitely want to kind of get into that. And now, man, I just want to get into a few other things, man. And actually, let me drop the link too, man. If any of you guys decide that you want to come up, I'm gonna get into the chat in just a second too, and kind of go over some things, man. Just give me 1 second, cause let's see. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I was gonna bring this up too, man, about the Commissioner's Cup. As the current standings right now, man. We got Jack State leading. You got slim margin though. You got Southern coming in second, Prairie View coming in third, Alabama State, Texas Southern, Alabama A&M. You got FAMU, Bethune-Cookman. Then, as you can see, man, you got Grambling, Pine Bluff, Alcorn, and then Valley coming at the end. So tight race, man. It's going to actually go down to the wire. I'm really, really believing and really, really thinking. And yeah, man. 1 second here. Hold on. Second here. No. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Sound level. Let me give a hint to this thing. 1 second here. All right, let's see what we got here, man. Let's see. What up, EA? Mika tuning in. Thad, what's going on, big homie? What's going on, baby? EA, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in, EA. When did Tennessee State reinstate their baseball program? Divine, I'm unsure. I ain't heard anything or seen anything about Tennessee State bringing their baseball program. But if they did, kudos to them because that's well needed. I tell you what, too. I think Tennessee State is starting to make more and more moves. Like they get ready to make a move. I understand people looking at their financials, but to me, I get all the feeling that Tennessee State is trying to. They're on the cusp of doing something. You know, I really wouldn't be shocked to try to make a move to join possibly the MEAC, maybe. But we're not finna get into that. I know it's like beating a dead horse, but they look like they're making some moves to do something. They really, really do. EA says the former FAMU former defensive coordinator and now the linebackers coach of the Patriots. Kudos. That's what's up. Them boy, I like how they're promoting that mega camp on social media. Yeah, it's gonna be big. I'm telling you guys. I expect another, like I said, 4 to 5 Power 4 programs, and some more FCS schools. It's going to be huge, huge. So what's the guy here, man? Yeah, said we stated earlier, it had nothing to do with him last year. He was just collateral damage. Hey, I don't even know all the inner workings of everything. I just know he had a 1-year deal. At the end of the day, he could have left. He chose to stay. Bet on himself. No matter what happened, he bet on himself in that 1 year, and he got it done. So kudos to him. Wow, 2-year, $330,000 extension with $60,000 in incentives. Woo! Nice come up for him. Coming up from D2, that's a damn good payday. Damn good payday. Where's Irv Mulligan? Has he committed to the NFL draft? Yes. Irv is out of eligibility. He's preparing for the NFL draft. Jack State will have their pro day sometime, I believe, at the end of March. Well, the middle of March, I'm sorry. And in about 3 weeks. They have their pro day in about 3 weeks. So he's get prepared for that and do what he can do. Chicago State FCS. Yeah, Chicago State. We talked about this. Chicago State is in the process of actually they're doing their coaching search right now. So yes, they're actually going to move up and try to become an FCS program. Let's see. And 1 second, you guys. That's another thing I want to get into too. I don't know if you guys actually saw this. I'm gonna move over. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit bigger, man. If you guys haven't seen it, and this is Arkansas Pine Bluff. So all the schools in the state of Arkansas actually, you guys can see this. I'm gonna just blow this up real big. I'll bring me back later. I'll bring me back later so you guys can see this. I'm gonna read this. You guys can check this out. As intercollegiate athletics continues to evolve, it is more imperative than ever that universities and colleges competing within Arkansas have the resources necessary to compete and win within their conferences and nationally. We must continue to identify innovative ways to generate support for the college athletics programs at all levels within our state while remaining aligned with our educational missions. The ability to conduct responsible collegiate sports raffles would allow Arkansans, and others to voluntarily participate in an effort that supports athletics across our state, but does not conflict with vital support for other educational programs. Whether it is the Razorbacks, Red Wolves, Golden Lions, Trojans, or Bears rallying together as a state to support our athletic programs is a collective win for Arkansans and the teams we love to cheer. And this form was signed by all of the ADs within all these programs. This is a really, really interesting deal because they're actually looking at getting casinos to do raffles for these programs. And so this is just another means of trying to get money and more resources to these schools. But this will be done by way of casino raffles. So I thought it was real interesting because, again, every school in every state going to have these new measures and new different ways of trying to raise revenue and get money. And so just think about that. We're talking about Arkansas, all the schools in Arkansas coming together in agreement and trying to get all the casinos within that state. And they're going to have raffles and have that money to go toward those institutions, or i.e. NIL or some form of collectives maybe. And when I saw that, I'm like, you know what? It's a damn good idea. because maybe that's one of the things that the schools in Mississippi could do, because there are tons of casinos between, you talk about Philadelphia on the coast and in Tunica. I mean, you're easily talking about, man, a great deal of casinos. Why not have some of that money, through the state to actually help, to go to your schools to help with athletics? And I'm actually shocked that, someone that hadn't thought about this. So the fact that they're doing this, and, I'm actually going to mention and bring this up to Ashley Robinson in Jackson State. I think this is a fantastic idea. I think it's a great thing. Here in the city of Jackson, I say about 6-7 years ago, rest in peace, former mayor Chokwe Lumumba Sr. actually proposed a 1 cent tax within the city of Jackson. Saying to start help with infrastructure within city streets, whatever the case may be. When you talk about public institutions within the state, it's no different than, adding some form of tax or something. So again, why can't they add something in regards to, I like this idea of adding something where you can get a raffle from the casinos to benefit your school. And not just athletics. I mean, it could be anything. But why haven't anybody in Mississippi thought about this? I think this is actually an ingenious idea. So I saw it. I was like, this is really, really dope. But the main thing that's really dope is the fact that all of these schools are working in unison, right? Now, we know when this happens, we know who's going to benefit from this the most. We know it's going to be the University of Arkansas by far and away. But the fact that you see them working together to get it done, I think it's pretty, pretty cool. So I would love to see this in Mississippi. Because again, you guys, man, just on the coast alone, you got about 8 casinos? It's about 8 casinos on the coast. You got about what, 4 or 5 in Vicksburg. You got 2 in Philadelphia, and you got about 6 in Tunica. So you got a damn good number of casinos in the state of Mississippi, and you can have those have it where they can get raffles, and it could and a school could benefit, especially like a valley. So like if I'm Terrell Buckley, I'm jumping out on that. So I saw it today, man. I thought that was a damn pretty hot item. I would love to see that take place in Mississippi. Deputy Mario, man, what's going on? Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. And look at your take on the DOE NCAA ruling on the Title IX for NIL. EA, I'm unsure. I actually gotta read more up on it. I saw it, but I gotta read up on it to see what all it's gonna entail. So I really can't get into it now. But I think it's gonna be real interesting when you talk about when you talk about doing something for Title IX. It's just a matter if they're gonna enforce it and stick to it. Because the only thing about Title IX, everything is done, with federal law. So it's gonna be real interesting to see everybody follow those guidelines and maintain it. But I'll tell you this much: if they do it, man, if you ain't on your P's and Q's when it comes to Title IX, it's gonna be a lot of backlash, a lot of problems for your school. I can tell you that now. But I gotta read up on the EA. I would be lying to you. We're gonna see. I bet casinos in Mississippi will jump on it to get the additional promotion in Central Mississippi. I hope. Natasha, you're right. It is a casino in law. I totally forgot. You're absolutely right. Got to be more than 8 on the coast. Yes, yeah, it's quite a few. I said about 10, I guess. About 10, I'm assuming. But yeah, man. Look, any questions y'all got, man, put them in the chat. Like I said, we're gonna free for all, man. Actually, like I said, looking at the baseball season getting started tomorrow. No, Grambling won last year. I'm looking forward to see how it's gonna be. I think FAMU is gonna be better. Jack State is gonna be Jackson State. We're gonna be competitive. Southern, as much as it pains me to say, man, I think Southern's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna be watching a whole lot of Southern baseball this year. Not sure if I told you guys, man. My cousin is actually playing. Actually playing for Southern University, man. He's pitching for Southern University. His name is Stephen Tolbert. You guys check him out, man. It's my little cousin. And I don't know if I mentioned to you guys earlier, but my own daughter will be attending Southern University. And so yeah, man, I will be on the bluff quite a bit this fall. Whew. But I used to live in Baton Rouge, so I'm familiar. But y'all pray for me because my daughter is actually gonna be down there in Red Stick with the rest of the Beige Brigade. Oh, and I knew I had it written down. So I mentioned earlier about Carson Vincent, Alabama, and them going to the combine. But yeah, I mentioned Travis and Shador. Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders, former Jack State players from Colorado, but also got Sally Simpkins, former player at North Carolina Central, who ended up transferring to South Carolina. And then you got DeQuan Felton, who was at Norfolk State, who transferred to Virginia Tech. And also, I mentioned Tootin, base old Tootin, who was at North Carolina A&T at running back, who ended up transferring over to Virginia Tech as well. So those are your guys that's actually going from HBCUs over to their institutions who got invited to go to the NFL Combine and will be there. So that's going to be a pretty dope thing to see. So I'm definitely going to tune into the Combine, man, to look at those metrics and see how well we stack up. And again, every last one of those players were at HBCUs. So I know we'll say, oh, man, well, you knew Shador was going to leave. Oh, you knew Travis. Well, we'll leave Travis out. And, you know what I'm saying? I'll even leave Shador out. You know what I'm saying? But the other guys, there's still 5 guys. That's a damn good number. That's a damn good number. You talk about 5 guys going to the combine from HBCUs. And honestly, to be transparent, it could be more. You know, you look at Carson Vincent, Shelly Simpkins, you know what I'm saying, Felton and Tootin, you know, coming through the HBCU ranks. And like I said, it could be more. It really could have been. I think Irv Mulligan got just as good as anybody else to be in the combine and should be there, right? Has the measurables, you know what I'm saying? Got the goods to get there. So it's gonna be pretty dope to see. Um, and also, guys, as you guys know, Legacy Bowl is next week, February 22nd, 2025, be on NFL Network, and I'll be there. So if you guys are going down, I hope to link up with anybody. Kick it, hang out, man. Rap with some of the players. Jack State got I think we got 6 guys playing this game, and plus, you know, the coaching staff. Jack State entire staff will be down there. Chopped a little bit last night. So it's gonna be cool to get them down there, see what that's like, and hopefully, man, have another good turnout. The weather should be fine. Had a good turnout last season. The boom was there. I'm gonna tell you guys, man, if y'all can make your way down to New Orleans, it's a damn good game. It's a damn good environment, damn good event, and I hope this game grows. We need to get our butts down there though. You know, Tulane Stadium only holds about 24,000. Man, there's no way why we shouldn't get 10,000 down there. You know, it's a precursor to Mardi Gras, and it's a damn good game for real. And it's a this year, I think more than all the previous years, both rosters are really loaded. But that speaks to the talent within the both well, not both custom in HBCU ranks. I think the turnout is going to be a whole lot better. The players are better. The talent has gotten better in HBCU ball, and we hope to continue. We hope to continue to see that trend spike upward next year and the year going forward. I think next season in the HBCU ranks is going to be a damn good one. The only question mark is, you know, quarterback play within the conference. But if we continue to recruit at the way that we're doing and we can develop a little bit better, I think, honestly, without saying so, I think this upcoming season is going to be way better than last year. The talent has gotten better, the MEAC and the SWAC. I think the SWAC is really going to be better next year. Really do. So we'll just have to see. Let's see here. Has Gully been cleared to return to Jackson State football? Not yet. I haven't heard anything. And Mario, until we hear anything, I'm just gonna look at it as if he hasn't been. We haven't seen anything, so we'll see. What's up? I said, man, look, I thought she was coming to FAMU too, but she switched up on me, man. She was going to pharmacy. That's why the whole thing, but she switched up, man. She's gonna be a political science. She made up mind that she's gonna be a lawyer. So Southern has a damn good law school, so I can't knock it. And I told her coming up, I said, look, you can go to any school you want to. You know, you gotta go to school. You just can't go to Old Piss. So she's not going to Old Piss, so I can't say nothing. So she's 2 hours away. I can't trip on it. Is there more information about the JSU Mega Camp? Uh, right now, that's pretty much it. Just a date, you know what I'm saying, time. I tell you right now, if you got anybody that's interested in coming, it's a $50 fee. That's it right now, early bird. And I can tell you right now, it's gonna go up. I wouldn't be surprised if it jumped to about $100 for that camp because again, I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. This will be. I can even go on record now to tell you this will probably be one of the biggest camps of any institution all summer in the country. This will probably be the biggest camp for staffs and for players. This whole entire summer, it's going to be huge, and rightfully so. And I'm saying anything about Jackson State. It's just that Jackson is centrally located. Um, uh, it's a damn good location, and when you look at what we sit and driving distance to a lot of for a lot of the schools that we got coming and students, it's a damn good location. But be it as it may, like I said, expect some other Big Ten schools, ACC school, and Big 12 schools, and another SEC school to commit to the to be announced rather. They already committed, but it's gonna be big. It's gonna be huge. So, like I said, if I'm a parent, I got a young kid, I'm bringing them to this camp. Uh, and again, the fact that all SWAC coaches now, because I remember when Coach Prime was here, same thing. We had a huge camp, and we had a few SWAC coaches, but man, all the SWAC coaches didn't come, and only some coaches came. But this camp will be different. You're going to see full staffs at this camp. All the SWAC will be represented, and like I said, I'm hoping to see some more MEAC program or some MEAC programs actually jump into this camp. So it's going to be pretty huge. So, any bands like to the Legacy Bowl? Yes, it's been a band there every year. I just don't know who the band that was chosen. I know it won't be Jackson State. They're gonna choose a different band every year, but I don't know who it is. What's your take on FAMU JSU this year? Uh, Man, it's gonna be a beautiful game. I wouldn't miss it. Be Jackson State first time headed to Tally Ho, man, since 2018 when we beat them the last time we were there. Beat them in the last time ran out with Coach Hughes as head coach. Coincidentally, I think that was his last win, I think, at Jackson State. But the game is going to be a damn good one. I mean, as has every game against FAMU outside of Prime second year. But Jack State is loaded, and FAMU is going to have a good team. FAMU's biggest question mark is the same as pretty much the majority of the other schools in the conference. It's going to really come down to what they do and how they look at quarterback. And FAMU, to me, you know, on the outside looking in, I just think FAMU got two pressing questions that they got to answer. You know, they're going to be talented. They're going to have talent on their team. But FAMU biggest question is, did they get better up front? Will they be able to stop the run? And, what will they look like and what will they have at quarterback? They're going to have some receivers. They're going to be a fast team. They're going to be a big team. It's just going to come down to, how and what they look like at quarterback, like a lot of other teams in the SWAC. And will FAMU bounce back and be able to stop the run? Because last year, they were not good against the run. They were weak up at the D tackle position. And they were just okay even at the second level. They get better on defense to stop the run. Again, they have DBs. They're good there. I think that's going to be the telltale sign to what type of team FAMU has. Jackson State is going to be Jackson State. Defending national champion. You bring one of the only returning starter quarterbacks in the conference. I mean, again, you lose Irv Mulligan, but look at what you pick up and look how deep the running back room is. Then you add to that. You add strength to a strength. When you look at what you got in the wide receiver room and then what you add to that, right? The O-line is still the O-line. You know, you had a lot of young guys that played last year and played marvelous. You know, you look at the defense, everything for the most part is intact. You know, you lose your linebacker coach, but now, those players are still there. It's gonna be interesting to see, who Coach TC Taylor fills in, decides to bring in to fill in that spot at linebacker coach. But, Jack State's gonna be strong, very, very formidable. And they're gonna be pretty much picked to run it back, and rightfully so. Um, they'll be the champ until somebody dethrones them. But to answer your question, that game is gonna be a damn good game. Easily, I think, uh, pick 1 and 2 in the East. Um, so I think by a lot of accounts, um, it's still going to be the de facto East championship until, and I'm saying it right now, until the season gets here and somebody else decides to throw their hat in the ring and show us something different. So that's how I look at it. Let's see here. Philip Wessel on the team, according to him, he's supposed to be declaring for the draft. So we'll see. We'll see. I think Alcorn playing the Legacy Bowl. Okay. I know I had heard something new. In news on the SWAC or MEAC adding flag football next season as an NCAA emerging sports for women. Alabama State has a flag football. They have a flag football team, but I'm unsure. I'll be willing to bet that some other programs would do it. I don't see why not. I think by doing so, it makes it even easier for you to be even more Title IX compliant. But I think it's a dope thing. Give more women's sports. I think it's cool. Something different, something new, and I expect it. I expect for some other SWAC schools to actually do it. So I made you a shirt. Used to be a tiger. I'm with crew. Oh, boy, you crazy. Let's see here. Have we named a DC yet? Huh? We have a DC. We have a DC. Same DC we had last year. He ain't going nowhere. Coach Quinn instead of DC. I'm not sure about that. Much better on the D line zone. Quarterback is the question. So Zoe, when your daughter starts at SU, will you be wearing your JSU T-shirt to the game? For sure. Yeah, I'm JSU through and through. Of course. Let's see here. So one says SU baseball uncle. No, we weren't wearing that. EA says Zoe, we're considerably better on the D line. Quarterback is the question. Well, we'll see. We got to see it. I say Braxton Barnes replace Webb. It's his time to turn up. We'll see. We'll see. I think Barnes is a project. You got the frame, got the tool bag. We'll see. Add some more size, so we'll see. I think it's a good project though. But got some other guys on that on that line, guy ahead of him right now. But we'll see. JSU very fair on Saturday night. Yes, we do. He must be a D-line coach. Yeah. We might have a D-line coach. But I wouldn't sit there and say that now. Come on. Y'all know I'm not gonna say nothing ahead of the school, but we might have a D-line coach. And hold on, I had something about that too. About the I did. Let me mention this. We do got them games coming up this weekend. I ain't bringing this up, man. Yeah, you got Alcorn playing Bethune-Cookman. You got Texas Southern playing at Grambling. Got Prairie View and Southern coming up this weekend. Alabama State at Pine Bluff, and yes, the Mighty Tigers on the road in Tally-Ho, and Alabama A&M and Valley. I'm gonna tell y'all that Texas Southern and Grambling game is actually gonna be a good one. Grambling gets tough at home, and Prairie View or Southern is gonna be a good game. I think Southern will probably pull that one out, but if Southern lose that game, you talking about having a log jam between first and third. That's why this game for Jack State this weekend is going to be a big one against FAMU. And Jack State need to get their lick back. It's going to be a damn good game. So keep an eye out for that one coming up this weekend. And anywhere in the pavilion? Not right now. Not right now. But I can tell you guys, there's some talks with regards to facility upgrades at Jackson State. There's a lot of work being done behind the scenes for facility upgrades, even still today. There's some things in the works. We'll see. Major facility upgrades. So everything's on the table. I'll just say that. Every sport is on the table with facility upgrades. So, yeah, that's right, Coach Perry. John Brown returns to the defensive end position. Let's see. Mississippi Valley State Women's moved to 10th place with the win over Alabama State and PV loss. That is correct. Alabama State is a super team this year with the healthy Andrew Body coming back, and they recruited well. They're a question mark. Right now, if I had to choose right now, I got Alabama A&M, over Alabama State. I'm gonna tell you why. I think Andrew Body coming back bodes well for Alabama State. I really do. But I also think it's going to come down to what they want to do on offense because, again, if they're going to rely on the run, if you're really going to rely on Andrew Body running the ball more than he's throwing it, that's not a recipe for success. You might win a game or two, but you're going to end up in the same boat you were last year, and that's him getting hurt. Because as it stands, Andrew Body hasn't played a full season in almost 3 years, right? He's injury prone. And, having a running quarterback, and he got hurt in the first game last year. So I think it bodes well for him to come back. I think it's good for him to come back. I think he's a great weapon for them. But I think if Andrew Body, the passer, has a good passing year, then I think Alabama State will be formidable on offense, and they'll be a good team. The thing with Alabama State that's different this year is that they lost a lot on defense, and you lost your DC. So again, and granted, they were bringing in some good talented guys even before Sewell became the DC. But what is that going to look like under a new defensive coordinator? You know what I'm saying? And you lost significant guys. You know what I'm saying? That off that defense last year. So you talk about replacing some good pieces and bringing in a new guy that's going to be making a call. So what exactly is that going to look like? So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Are we gonna upgrade Richard off the mic at home game? Nah, Richard ain't going nowhere. Good evening. Is it the best 8 or 10 teams that make the SWAC tournament? I think it's the best 10. It's the best 10. It's the best 10. Let's see here. And but yeah, and when we get to I'll tell you guys too, when we get to talking about man, that East Division next year, I'm telling you, I'm really interested. I'm really interested to see what Valley's gonna look like. I think there's some intriguing questions when we talk about SWAC ball. Like I said, Jack State's going to be strong. FAMU's going to be there. It's just going to look like what they have at quarterback. Andrew Body coming back, but what does Alabama State look like on defense? Then you sit there and you look at Alabama A&M. Sam Shea is a damn good coach. Brought in a damn good recruiting class. Alabama A&M had some strong pieces on that team last year. That cupboard wasn't bare. And you still have some pieces from that staff offensively on this new staff coming back. So again, what does that look like for Alabama A&M? What do they want to do? And Sam Shea, I expect for them to have a pretty decent defense within this first year. But then you look at Bethune-Cookman. What is Bethune-Cookman going to look like? Will they be much of the same next season? Because Bethune-Cookman won't stay down forever. They're going to move at some point. The recruiting left a lot to be desired, but they had pieces last year on that team. They just couldn't put it together. And again, like a lot of other schools, they had inadequate quarterback play. If you can get average to above average quarterback play in this conference and play, above average defense, you don't have to be the best defensive team, but you got to have adequate defense. If you can have that, man, you could be a player in this league. And so, what is that going to look like? And then you look at Valley, and I'm gonna tell you, between Valley, like between Bethune-Cookman and that next place team, they could be leapfrogged. They really, really can. I think first and second is pretty much as solidified with Jack State the Fam, but what that third place team is gonna look like, there's a question there. But when you talk about fourth to sixth, if you're in sixth place, you can leapfrog fifth to fourth and be in contention for that third place spot. And Valley can do that. I know you guys may say, win here, but Valley can do it. I'm really interested to see, what Terrell Buckley does for his staff. To hear him say, he's trying to get um Mario Edwards Sr. That's a huge deal. Uh, Another great player out of state of Mississippi, played at Florida State, had a damn good career at Florida State, and man, he was coaching it in Texas for a nice while and put a lot of standout guys at D1. Sent quite a few guys to the NFL, and his son is in the NFL now, Mario Edwards Jr. for the Houston Texans, from the coast. And I'm telling you, that's a huge gift for him. And I think he's going to put a good staff together. They recruited pretty damn good. They had a better recruiting class than Bethune-Cookman. They had a better recruiting class than UAPB. I'm telling you, Valley got some pieces. It's just going to be really interesting to see what Terrell Buckley does from, with this roster and what he does on offense, what he does on defense. But can Valley, I won't be shocked to see Valley not in last place and possibly be in contention to getting that fourth spot in the East. It can be done. It's not far-fetched. So I'm looking forward to see what they do. What's up, Trav? The best 10 and top 2 receive the first round buys. That's what I thought. I didn't mention the buys, but I thought it was 10 instead of 8. Appreciate you, Trav. I thought one of our defensive analysts were set to take over as our D-line coach. John. We got a D-line coach, though. Got a D-line coach. But I'm interested to see what we're going to do at linebacker coach. So we'll see. He said we'll have 63 scholars. He will not partial scholarships. He doesn't believe in that. Yeah, that's what's up, BA. So yeah, we'll see. And then look, I mentioned the East. When we get into the West, I still expect Southern to be strong. But just like them, it's going to, quarterback play. If you look at the Western Division, there aren't any returning quarterbacks in that division. Grambling. Well, you had T-Set who played, for Southern last year. But will he be the starter? They got Ty Sullivan at Grambling. T-Set is there, but if the freshman from Marietta takes over and gets the starting job, you could say he's a returning starter, but that's going to be a quarterback battle at Southern. Outside of that, it's going all 6 quarterbacks, all 6 schools in that division is bringing in new quarterbacks. So that alone shows you it's going to be up in the air in the West. It was already topsy-turvy last year. It's going to be real topsy-turvy this year. But it creates an opportunity for somebody to find a quarterback. And whoever gets steady quarterback play, that's what's going to come out of the West. I like what Grambling did, by getting Ty Keys and getting T-Set. And I like T-Set. I think he was a good player. But what is Grambling going to do on offense? What they're going to look like? Prairie View's going to sling the ball all around, bringing in another quarterback, first year head coach, and Tremaine Jackson, and Tremaine Jackson. Alcorn bringing in a new quarterback. I mean, UAPB. I mean, we ain't got to really talk about UAPB, but they bringing in a quarterback as well. So, I mean, what is it going to look like? Texas Southern. So, West is going to be wide open. I think you got more concrete stuff, when you talk about FAM, Jack State, and possibly maybe Alabama State, if you got Body coming back and he's healthy and get maybe do some things. So, Valentine, the new sleeper team now. I wouldn't call them a sleeper team. I think depending on what they do this upcoming season, could really dictate, to give them sleeper status going into 2026. It's just, again, I got my eye on 'em. I'm really intrigued to see what they'll do. That's typically I treat Valley like UAPB for the most part, but I'm really intrigued by the hire. I'm really interested to see what he's going to do. Terrell Buckley, that is, on getting the staff, and I'm telling you, they got some players. Go look at their recruiting class. Valley got some players, so we'll see. He said Mickey can't coach. Hey man, we'll see. Didn't T Set father go to Grambling? I'm unsure. I don't know. I'm not well versed with T Set and his lineage, so I can't really say. Has Grambling hired an OC yet? Word on the street is that they have already got a guy, and I don't know who it is, but word on the street is that they got an OC already. So we'll see. But look, you guys, we're gonna pretty much get ready to get up out of here in a minute. Tim, what's going on, Tim? Alcorn get some good pieces. Man, Alcorn got some solid pieces. Alcorn, to me, I'm not really high on the quarterbacks that they got in, but for what they want to do, they may be fine. But the one thing I can say, Alcorn got a class that reminds you of what a freshman in their class would be. Saying no, nothing that really stands out that jumps out at you. Now, I like the big receiver that they got in. Looked like a good catch for them. But what I mean, it's not downplaying them on what they got. It's just that Alcorn under Coach McNair, they wouldn't have any flash or anything that's just like shined. They just got a lot of blue collar guys, under the radar guys that fit what they want to do, and just good football players. And I think that's what this class is. There's nothing that just shines at you like, oh my God, that's an amazing get that guy, right? Just blue collar, low key, quiet, class. It looks bland, and they get down and get to working, and it turns out to be a damn good players that they got. And so that's what it's like. So, but man, look, we figure get up out of here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be back. I may even go live tomorrow. We'll see. And again, like I said, man, happy Valentine's Day to all y'all, man. Happy Lovers Day, man. It's your boy Zoe Phillips, man. Thanks for tuning in to Zone Coverage Podcast. We out.